The bunker Tobruk was an Italian invention first used in Libya near the city of the same name. Then it was taken over by the Germans. Entire shelter was below the ground line and therefore perfectly camouflaged. The entrance to each bunker was masked with camouflage netting. Only a small opening was sticking out of the ground where the rails for machine gun were placed. The crew consisted of 2 soldiers, the gunner and his helper, who hid in the shelter in case of danger. Some 11 cubic meters of concrete and 25 days were needed to build this type of bunker. The bunkers were built by the German military-civilian TOT organization and by order of the headquarters of the 2nd Panzer Army, which saw the danger of possible Allied landing on this part of the Adriatic coast. The construction of the fortification system began in February 1944 and ended in August of the same year, when the Red Army entered Romania and Bulgaria, which changed the plans of the German High Command. These hooks were used to secure a camouflage net at the entrance of the bunker. And the wood is still well preserved, even after 80 years. The bunkers were encircled by barbed wire, and some 50 meters from it there were usually anti-personnel mines. This is a sketch of a typical structure of a Tobruk bunker, also known in German as a ring-stand bunker, and if we want to be more precise in this case, the official name of this concrete machine gun nest was our 58C. The workforce for the construction of these fortifications were mostly captured Italian soldiers after Italy's capitulation in September 1943. Also, the local population was forced to participate in these works, at least that part of the population that remained after the expulsion of most of the adult men from the area of the Adriatic coast of southern Dalmatia, because the German command feared that part of the population should the Allied landing occur. By order of the commander of the 2nd Panzer Army, Lothar Rendulic, in February 1944, 1,646 men, who were born in 1907 to 1927, were forcibly evacuated from the Dubrovnik area. Two Tobruk bunkers were usually connected with a communication trench. In one of the bunkers, I found 2 interesting details. One is an engraved date from April of 1944, and the other is a swastika. Near the other bunker, I found Italian 8x59mm casings that imply that an Italian Breda 37 heavy machine gun was used here, probably taken from Italians after their surrender in September 1943. What is also fascinating about German fortification construction from that time is how ammo depots, in this case, for anti-personnel mines were carved in the rocks. The most commonly used mine was the S-mine, also known as Bouncing Betty. It weighed about 4 kilograms. It would be activated upon stepping on it or by pulling the tripwire, during which it would bounce for 1 meter, then activating the main charge, which would scatter 360 iron balls that killed at 30 meters and wounded at 100 meters. The production of S-mine started in mid-1930s, and it was massively used during WW2. Some 1.93 million were produced. This part of the S-mine I found on St. Elias. When I enter these objects, I pay particular attention to wildlife, especially venomous snakes. In the case of the local area, those are nose-horn vipers, the most venomous European snakes that like to crawl into these bunkers. But let's go to another one so you can see what my research looks like.
So the entrance is overgrown with vegetation, and I know that somebody mentioned the nose-horned viper inside, so I'm going to be careful, and I'm definitely going to clear the vegetation. You can see the steps here. Okay, this is actually a shelter for the crew of two. And here's the entrance.
Sometimes we get lucky and find a dormitory and a helmet forgotten in the woods by the bunker.